Hey guys, welcome to part 8 of the RazorC tutorials, and this is the last video in this series. Now in this tutorial I'm just gonna show you how to customize the administration panel. Now the reason for this is that you guys can feel much comfortable with working with your own kind of layout, and you might want to edit the administration panel and make it look a bit more fancy, and you might want like a horizontal menu. And it's possible to do because this Razor syntax is simply HTML CSS and with just Razor. And if you don't know what Razor syntax is, I recommend that you go to ASP.NET and you can learn it from there. So let's get started. We're just gonna add a few drop shadows and change the colors to this. So if you go, you don't have to do this, but if you want, you can follow along. Now the layout is in RC admin, then it's underscore layout cp dot cs html. Now I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but it won't hurt to say again. Anything which starts with underscore means that this page is a layout page, like a master page, asp.master page, and for that reason this page directly will not be delivered to the user. And if I remove that underscore, this page still will not render because it's directly calling the render body method. Now I don't want to get too much into that because that's Razor syntax, so I recommend that you go to ASP.NET. You can learn about Razor there. Razor syntax is pretty good, by the way. It's like PHP, but PHP using a .NET version. Okay, let's start with editing the menu. Now the menu is simply this bar. It's pretty familiar if you read it. Your site, dashboard, change password. Now all I want to do is give it a small drop shadow. So if you look here, the link is to the CSS is RC admin CSS RC CP, which is here. I've already opened it. Now let's find the menu. Now all I want to do is give it a box shadow of 5 pixels, then 3 pixels, and spread 2 pixels. Now if you know CSS3, this will be straightforward. And color black. Now save and refresh, and that looks pretty good. Now I want to change that and give that a drop shadow. Now that is a h1 tag. It's a heading tag. Now we need to make a new h1 tag because we don't want this to apply to the rest of the tags. h1, so it's text. If you don't know what I'm doing, then I recommend you go to W3 Schools and learn CSS3. Now this is 5 pixels and color black. Refresh, and we've got a drop shadow there as well. Now if you go back here to layout CP, and this time I'm going to give these links a fading effect when they're hovered over. If you look over here, they don't fade in and out, but it's possible to do. And there are menu links which are here. So all you do is type in WebKit transition color 1 second ease in, and then for Google Chrome is O WebKit transition color 1 . Okay, and then the last one is for Mozilla Firefox. Just moz WebKit transition color 1 second is in. Now again, if I go back and refresh, these should have a nice fade in and out effect, which they don't, and I wonder why. If I just open this in Google Chrome, I think it might be Firefox not supporting animations. I am not sure, and I have to log in. And there we go, it does work. It's just Firefox which doesn't support fade in effects. Okay, now let's go back and let's do the same thing for these links here. Now this is just a RSS feed. Now you can delete that feed if you don't want it. If you go to default.cs HTML, it's right here. Now I recommend that you keep it so you get all news and stuff, but if you want to delete it, go ahead. Now let's go back, and for this is just simply a link. It's a link which is down here. There we go. Okay, now what we want to do is just change colors for a visited, and then just choose a new color. Now if you do have this kind of color picker, then you're using an old, well, you're using Web Matrix 1, I'm using Web Matrix 2, and then just leave the rest as they are, refresh, and it does work. You just have a fading effect or work with Firefox. Oops, that wasn't it. Let's just make sure this does work, and I have to log in again. And yep, it does work. As you can see, it's faded in, and these have already been visited, so they've changed colour. That is pretty simple. You've got the layout CP, and if you just read through this, it's pretty straightforward. And if you learn Razor syntax, then it's even more easier to edit and make this as you wish. Add-ons, we don't have any add-ons, but if you go to RazorC.net, they do have a few add-ons that you can use. So that's it for these tutorials. I hope you learned something. Rate, comment and subscribe.